Am I the jerk for going on a second date with the girl my friends set me up with as a prank? I, 28 male, am a medical student, so I barely have time to sleep, let alone date. My friends, also in med school, have been pushing me to go out more, insisting that I need a break from the grind. A few weeks ago, they set me up on a blind date. They wouldn't stop talking about how perfect this girl was for me, so I thought, why not? I met Emily, 26 female, fake name, at the restaurant, and right away I could tell she wasn't what my friends probably expect me to go for. Emily's not super skinny, in fact she's a little chubby, but honestly, I thought she was really cute. She had this amazing smile, and the way she laughed just made me want to keep the conversation going. She's studying geology, and she was so passionate about her work, talking about volcanic rock formations like it was the coolest thing ever, and at the end of the night, I agreed. It was a lot more fun to talk about than cadavers. The best part was how comfortable the date felt. We both found out we're autistic, both late diagnosed, and we mask a lot, meaning we're used to putting on a social act to fit in. But with each other, it felt like we didn't have to pretend so much, and that made the whole evening feel easy. It wasn't like most dates where you're constantly trying to impress the other person, we just clicked. Physically, Emily wasn't the type my friends thought I'd be into, but I didn't care at all. She's sweet, funny, and I had an amazing time with her. By the end of the night, we exchanged numbers and we've been texting pretty regularly since. A few days later though, I got a really sad message from Emily. Turns out my friends told her that they set us up as a prank. That they set me up with her because they thought she wasn't my type, and they picked her specifically because she's chubby and not what they'd call conventionally attractive. Thinking it would be funny to see how I'd react. Emily was obviously hurt and she texted me apologizing if she wasn't what I expected. She said she understood if I didn't want to talk to her anymore. She was wrong. I think she's beautiful, body and spirit. To be honest, she's my new type. I was furious when I found out what my friends had done. I immediately apologized to Emily, telling her my friends were idiots and I genuinely enjoyed our date. I reassured her I wasn't texting her out of pity, and I thought that she was awesome. After we talked it out, I asked her if she'd like to go on another date, just the two of us, with no pranks or games this time. She said yes. Now my friends are pissed at me. They're saying I ruined the joke and that I'm being weird by asking her out again. They're acting like this whole thing was just harmless fun and can't believe I'm going on a second date with someone who, to them, was supposed to be the punchline. They even joked that I'm only doing it because I feel bad, but that's not it at all. I actually like Emily. I'm looking forward to seeing her again, and I don't see why I should let their prank dictate how I feel. So now I'm getting all this backlash, and my friends think I'm the jerk for continuing to see her. I'm so confused. They keep saying it's my autism, and I just don't get it. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for refusing to let Karen, neighbor, use my pool after she demanded I follow her pool rules? So I, 34 male, live in a suburban neighborhood with a decent-sized backyard and a pool. I've always been friendly with my neighbors, including Karen, mid-40s female, who moved in next door about a year ago. She seemed nice at first, but as time went on, she started to show her true colors. Over the summer, Karen started coming over with her kids, asking if they could use the pool. At first, I didn't mind because I was usually outside anyway, and the kids seemed to enjoy it. But soon, things got weird. Karen began showing up unannounced, sometimes even when I wasn't home, and I caught her using the pool without my permission. One day, I came home to find Karen and several of her friends having a full-on pool party in my backyard, complete with snacks, music, and pool floats. I confronted her, and she acted like it was no big deal, saying, "Oh, you weren't using it, so I figured it was fine." I told her politely but firmly that she needed to ask before coming over, and I wasn't comfortable with her just assuming she could use the pool whenever. Karen seemed annoyed but agreed to follow the rules. Then last week, she took things to a whole new level. Karen knocked on my door with a typed up list of pool rules that she wanted me to follow. Her list included things like no swimming after 5 p.m. because her kids have a strict bedtime, no loud music when her family is outside, mandatory weekend access for her and her kids but only for their exclusive use. I thought she was joking at first, but she was dead serious. I laughed and I told her there was no way I was following any of her rules for my pool. Karen got angry, called me selfish, saying that I was ruining the neighborhood spirit and being unfair to the kids. Now she's been spreading rumors to the other neighbors that I'm a bad guy for not sharing the pool. Some of the neighbors have even said I should just let it go to avoid drama. But I feel like this is insane. It's my pool and she's acting like she owns it. Am I the jerk for refusing to let Karen and her kids use my pool after she demanded to follow her ridiculous rules? Quick update. Just to let everyone know, my backyard fence doesn't have a lock. I've taken your advice and purchased one from the store and I'll be installing it tomorrow. For those suggesting I get a camera, I already have one, but it's not pointing directly at the pool, more to the fence entrance. Am I the jerk for telling my parents that if they don't like that of an OnlyFans, to give me money? After I, 20 female, graduated from high school, I moved out of my parents' house a couple weeks later. They did not kick me out, but strongly implied that I should leave by saying that I needed to learn how to be independent on my own 2 feet. This came to a shock to me, as they never said that I would have to move out after I graduated. I guess technically they did not kick me out, but I did not feel like staying somewhere I was no longer welcomed, so I moved out. I crashed at the houses of friends for a while before saving enough to rent an apartment with a friend I knew. I was working 2 jobs to pay my share of rent and groceries and also pay for my car insurance, so I decided to start an OnlyFans. I don't like it, but I make decent money with it. My parents recently found out. I did not tell them, but I did tell a couple friends and cousins I'm close with, so I guess word reached them. They both visited my apartment to lecture me about how disappointed they are. I responded by saying that the reason I started one was because they kicked me out when I was barely 18, and that they were free to give me money to help with my rent and my car if they did not like me doing it. They both left after that. I feel kind of bad for what I said, so am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for laughing when she suggested my husband groom me? I, 30 female, have been with my husband 40 male for 6 years, and we've been married for 2. Recently we got a new coworker, let's call her Sarah, who seems really keen on helping others. During lunch one day, Sarah and I were talking about relationships, and she asked me about my marriage. I told her how long we've been together, and she got this serious look on her face. She said something like, "You know the age difference is a bit concerning. Are you sure he didn't groom you?" I was completely caught off guard. My husband and I have a perfectly healthy relationship, and honestly, I intentionally sought out someone older because I like the stability and experience that comes with it. The idea of him grooming me just seemed so absurd that I couldn't help it. I burst out laughing. I didn't intend to be rude, but it was just ridiculous to me. Sarah mumbled something I didn't care to hear, and I left the conversation soon after that. I thought it was over, but later I found out that she's been talking behind my back, telling the other coworkers that I was rude for laughing at her and that she was just trying to help. But what really got me was that she's been telling people to avoid my creepy husband at an upcoming work event, as if he's some kind of predator. Now I'm starting to feel a bit guilty for how I reacted, but also kind of furious that she's bad-mouthing my husband, who she's never even met. So, am I the jerk for laughing when she suggested my husband groom me? Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, check out all the social media down below in the description. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And let me know in the comments what kind of games you'd like to watch me play and what kind of stories you'd like to hear me read. This is Gumarrow signing off. Stay lovely, stay safe. Peace.